January 18th, 2018. I am JTG, and I've noticed it's one of my things. I always seem to develop a cough right as I start one of these videos. Anyway, I am in the parking lot at Cesar Chavez School in Greenfield, as opposed to the Cesar Chavez School in Salinas that's 2 blocks away. Of the two, I prefer this one quite a bit more. It's a fairly small school. It looks like it's probably got less than a few hundred students. And it doesn't look like it's one of these schools that's going to get enlarged a lot over the next few years. I've been here, a few times, maybe total of, less than 10, more than 5, less than 10. I'd have to count up exactly how many. Today, I was a PE coach. And here comes a couple of teachers. I don't want them to see I'm recording a video because that's weird. See if they even notice me as they walk by. But I'm getting a pretty good reputation here at this school. Students like me. And the school is also unusual. Well, maybe not unusual in that the staff seems to like me. Other teachers. And maybe it's unusual in the sense, it's more unusual in the sense that the staff is quite open about it. They're saying nice things to me. Like, one teacher said to me as I was picking up her class to take them out to PE, that I hear good things about you. You don't put up with nonsense from the students. And so, well, that's nice. And several other classes have several other speak lips. Other teachers have said similar things, nice things, that they like it. So even though this is quite a drive, I would not mind working here as an intern, full-time teacher someday. It's a bit of a drive, but I think it's such a good school, at least now. Who knows what it'll be in 5, 10, 20 years at the end of my career. It seems like it'd be a good place to come. And there's something to be said for teaching in another school district other than the one you live in. Because, as the kids get older, if I was teaching at the Cesar Chavez School in Salinas, I'd be a few blocks away. Kids would be in my neighborhood, and they'd probably get to know where I live one way or another. All it would take is 1 or 2 to figure out where I lived, and probably the whole school would know where I am pretty quickly. Likewise, if it was at Cesar Elementary. I kind of would like to teach at either one of those schools because I could walk to work, but I'm not sure other problems would come. So it'd be a dilemma if I'm offered a position in one of those 2 schools. It'd also be a dilemma here because it is so far. So I know that as a substitute I get substantially more money. I think it's now about $45 a day more. It used to be a bit more, but then Salinas and Alisal raised their rates. So coming to Alisal or coming to Greenfield, it might be worth it if it's substantially more, although gas prices are going up and Salinas and Alisal both raised their rates, so maybe it might not be competitive in a couple of years. So today I was a PE teacher. This is only the second time I've been specifically designated a PE teacher. The first time was over at, I think it's Vista Verde Middle School here in Greenfield last spring, and it was basically, it was an afternoon. I think I had 3 periods of surly teenagers who were like, who are you to tell us what to do? Not a very fun thing to do. And Actually, if I'd looked on the computer closely when I signed up, I just saw Cesar Chavez and Greenfield, and so I signed up immediately. But then I looked and saw PE. And so I probably wouldn't have taken it if I'd looked a little closely, but I'm kind of glad I did because it was a different experience. I was standing a lot in the morning. I ended up standing for like 2 hours. And considering my hospitalization and my foot is still bandaged and healing, and I haven't really stood for that long in a long time, it was an adventure. So in the afternoon, I took a chair out of the teacher's lounge and put it out on the field, and I watched. There was one excitement. There was a girl who, as near as I can tell from what the students are telling me, another boy deliberately threw a football at her really hard, and in trying to catch it, she tripped and fell. And I heard various stories that she hit her head and that she was screaming, and not screaming, but she was in intense pain. I asked her to tell me the pain, giving her the number of a gentle touch being 0 and 1, and being eaten alive by a Tyrannosaurus is 10, and she said that the pain level was 9. So, and she claimed that she couldn't move her legs. So I thought she might have a broken back, so I called it in. I got my phone and called to the office from out in the field, and they sent a nurse out. And, apparently she just bruised herself, because I was talking to the nurse just now as I was leaving, and she said that it's okay. Just bruised, probably. She's being taken, probably her mother will take her to the doctor to see what's wrong. That's the most serious any child who's been in my care has been hurt. I'm a little nervous about it potentially being a black mark on my record, because it happened under my watch, so to speak. But I don't know what I could have done to stop it. Because, I have a whole group of kids, and they're all playing, tossing the football around. The PE coach left detailed instructions about teaching them offensive tactics of football, and I haven't played football since I was a kid. And even then, I never learned the rules. It was beyond, throw the football and run it past the line. So, strategy. I was looking it over, and then there's also the matter of trying to teach it to kids. The first 5 periods, supposedly, they had all been taught what to do, and I just had to tell them, go do it. The last 3 periods were not so much. I was supposed to teach them. The little girl just waved at me. That's one thing, I had probably about half or more of the students today under my care for at least a few minutes, and most of them, surprisingly, had me at least once in the last year or so. So I'm pretty popular among the students here. I was thinking that I'm so good with the kids that, probably it's in part due to my time in scouting and all the leadership training, being a patrol leader, senior patrol leader, assistant scoutmaster, and all that. That has probably a lot to do with my ability to organize the kids. I've also been thinking that I don't know about earlier in my life, but, I think I probably would have been a pretty good father, at least in the last 10 years or so, if I hadn't had Dad to take care of. If my life had been different, I think I would have been a pretty good father. And in fact, if I ended up, it's unlikely I'll be a father now, because that would require either I do what my friend Oscar Garcia, now gone, said. He did what he got the lazy man's instant family. He married a woman with children, and then he died about a year later, so they never really got to know him. But, unless I marry a woman with underage children, Again, even that would probably require marrying somebody substantially younger than me now. Or having my own children, again, marrying somebody substantially younger than me. Adoption is a possibility. If somehow something changed about my economic life, and I think I would have to be at least a millionaire, or have some kind of extremely stable long-term funding source, like winning the lottery. I might adopt into one of that circumstance, maybe. So my life continues. Hopefully I'll get to be a full-time teacher and become an intern sometime next year. Or sooner. Maybe in the fall, because that's generally when these openings happen. I was told by the Alisal District person, Tina, to contact her in around February, so it's getting about that point to get in line for potentials, internships. And the way I imagine, and I have to double check, but it's probably going to be when they have an opening, it's A, going to go to internal transfers, B, external hires of teachers with full credentials already, and then if anybody that doesn't get one of those two lined up, then they'll start going to people like me who want to be an intern. An intern at 57, 58. How old am I? 57 now. I'm 57. Yeah. So I'll be 58 if it goes into next fall when I start my internship. But I need to come up with other revenue streams from what they call passive income, from like uploading more of my creative stuff to like t-shirt designs. I made $2 last month off my t-shirts, which meant I sold one. But I don't have that many designs online, and I'm still selling one or two a month. So if I could get a couple of hundred designs uploaded, maybe I might make enough to pay the rent, or the power bill, or be able to go out to eat a couple of times a month, or dog food. Can't forget the doggies. Wake up every morning with 5 dogs and a cat. Okay, that's all for now.